Sometimes the smallest changes can have the biggest ripple effects. And today, we're talking about what happens when a tradition that's over 5,000 years old decides to change its birthday. It sounds kind of minor, right? But believe me, this is a huge strategic move. So let's dive into how one little tweak on a calendar might just be the opening move in Ayurveda's plan to go global.
I mean, it's the first question you'd ask, isn't it? This is a practice that's been around for millennia, deeply woven into culture and religion. So why mess with it now? Why would the Indian government suddenly decide to lock down a date that has always floated with the lunar calendar? Well, that's the big mystery we're unpacking today.
All right, so let's get into what actually went down. Back in March of 2025, a major decision came through that officially cut the cord between Ayurveda Day and its traditional lunar-based timing. And here's the change in a nutshell. For ages, forever really, Ayurveda Day was celebrated on what's known as Dhanvantari Jayanti, which is the birth anniversary of the Hindu god of medicine. This meant the date jumped around every year, usually falling somewhere in October or November. But now, boom, it's September 23rd, every single year. A predictable, globally friendly date. And this quote right here, it just nails the why. A floating date is a complete logistical nightmare if your ambition is to go global. Just think about it. How do you plan an international summit, or coordinate university research, or even get consistent news coverage when your main event is a moving target? This change was all about removing a massive roadblock on the path to taking Ayurveda mainstream. Okay, so this is the official buzzword they used, creating a universal calendar identity. And what that really means is making Ayurveda easier to understand and participate in for people who aren't from a Hindu background. It's about getting on the same page as the rest of the world's health calendars. And you know what? This isn't a new idea. They use the exact same playbook for International Yoga Day. It's always on June 21st. It's a strategy that's already proven to work.
And yeah, let's be real. This isn't just about recognition or making things easier to schedule. This is also about economics. This strategic shift is directly tied to a goal of boosting global exports of Ayush products, that's the whole umbrella of Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, and homeopathy, by a pretty hefty 15 to 20% by 2026. This isn't just a wellness system. It's a wellness system with a business plan.
Okay, so we've covered the why behind the date change. Now let's rewind a bit and look at what this ancient system is all about. If you're kind of new to the world of Ayurveda, don't worry. Here comes the super quick rundown on its core ideas. First thing you need to grasp is that this stuff is ancient. We're talking about a system of medicine that's over 5,000 years old, with its roots way back in India's Vedic period. Just to put that in perspective for you, it's older than many other famous ancient medical traditions. It's one of the oldest continuous systems of healthcare on the entire planet. And the name itself basically tells you the whole story. You've got Ayur, which means life, and Veda, which means science or knowledge. Put them together and you get the science of life. Pretty cool, right? And its core belief is that real health isn't just about your body being okay. It's about a perfect balance between your body, your mind, your spirit, and even the world around you. It's the ultimate holistic viewpoint. Now, at the very heart of Ayurveda is something called the Tridosha theory. The big idea is that our bodies are run by three basic energies, or doshas. A good way to think of them is like your body's personal operating systems. You have Vata, the energy of all movement. Then there's Pitta, which is the energy of metabolism and digestion, and finally Kapha, the energy of structure and lubrication. According to Ayurveda, all illness starts when these three energies get out of whack. So you might be wondering, how on earth does a deep philosophy like this survive for millennia and become a documented medical system? Well, it wasn't just stories being passed down. Nope, this knowledge was meticulously written down in incredible detail.
And that's really the secret sauce to its longevity. Ayurveda has such a rich, unbroken history because of its foundational texts. And when I say texts, don't just picture a single dusty book. We're talking about entire encyclopedias of medical knowledge that cover pretty much everything you can imagine.
These right here are the cornerstones. You've got the Great Triad, the foundational pillars. There's the Charaka Samhita, a masterclass on internal medicine. You have the Sushruta Samhita, which is this mind-blowing text on surgery and anatomy. And the Ashtanga Hridaya, which pulls it all together. Then, later came the Lesser Triad, which added more specialized knowledge on things like diagnostics and how different medicinal plants work. And the people who wrote these texts, absolute geniuses, true pioneers.
Take Sushruta, often called the father of surgery. His writings describe over 300 different procedures, including rhinoplasty, a nose job, thousands of years ago. It's wild. Then there's Charaka, who was the first to really dig into concepts that sound a lot like our modern ideas of metabolism and immunity. And of course, Patanjali, who organized yoga into the system we know today, which is seen as a sister science to Ayurveda.
Okay, so let's fast forward to today, because all of this incredible history isn't just sitting in a museum collecting dust. It's actually the foundation of a huge strategic push by the Indian government to make Ayurveda a global leader in wellness. And when I say a push, I mean they are putting some serious money where their mouth is. The National Ayush Mission has a budget of over 3,000 crore rupees. To put that in perspective, that's roughly 360 million US dollars. So yeah, this isn't some little side project. This is a massive national investment. And this mission is firing on all cylinders. They're not just building a few hospitals. They've partnered up with the World Health Organization to create a global center for traditional medicine. They've launched this thing called the Dravya Portal. It's an AI-powered database of Ayurvedic ingredients. And they're setting up official standards to make sure products are safe and high quality for export. It's a full-court press, a top-to-bottom strategy. And that brings us right back where we started, Ayurveda Day. The theme for the 10th celebration in 2025 just captures this new global vision perfectly. Ayurveda for people, Ayurveda for planet. It frames this ancient science not just as a tool for our own personal health, but as a solution for a healthier planet. And that is a very powerful message for the world we live in today. So when you peel back all the layers, what we're really watching is the carefully planned global launch of a 5,000-year-old medical system. And as these ancient holistic practices start to integrate more and more with modern science, it leaves us with a fascinating and pretty huge question. Are we watching the start of a whole new, more integrated era for medicine itself? It's a big thought and definitely one worth chewing on.